Can you speak to us a little bit about this NFT museum and how it may draw awareness to what is happening on the ground in Ukraine?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Yeah, indeed, we're trying to be as much creative as we can in order to get as much support from the world community. And we indeed started a crypto fund of Ukraine during the first day of war and managed to raise almost $64 million at this moment. There were many ideas offered to us to partner with about different NFTs collections, but the one that we totally liked is about creating this meta history museum. So indeed, this museum is dedicated to the chronology of the events of the Russian military invasion of Ukraine. And if you go to the metahistory.gallery, you can see we already made a first drop. So the goal of their NFT museum is to preserve the memory of the real events of that time and spread truthful information among the digital community and the world, and to collect donations to support Ukraine. The NFT exhibits facts accompanied by personal reflections. So the formula that each NFT is clear and simple. Each token is the real news piece, like from BBC, for example, and from Reuters, from other sources, from official sources, of course, and the illustration of the Ukrainian artist. 100% of those funds of their sales will go directly to the crypto fund of Ukraine.
And Deputy Minister Bonyakov, we've seen a lot of NFT projects that have been out there to support your country, to support Ukraine. Why did the government feel the need to really get involved in this way? Was it because you wanted the funds to go directly to the armed forces, or was it really about that documenting of events that encouraged you?
Well, the thing is, Ministry of Digital Transformation is pretty much new ministry in Ukraine. We was created 2 years ago, and from the day one, we envisioned that Ukraine has to become the top crypto jurisdiction in the world, and we were doing a lot to make Ukraine crypto-friendly country. So the legislation of the crypto companies, legislation of all the virtual assets, gaming assets, including NFTs, was our focus. So this is not just about collecting funds. This is also to show the world that once the war is over, we have to go on and we have to build our economy. And we want to show and we want to send the strong signal to the world that every crypto company, every virtual assets, gaming assets company are welcome in Ukraine with the help of such projects.
I'm curious about the range of support you've gotten so far. There has been some reporting around the proceeds from a sale of NFTs created by Julian Assange and digital artist Pack being donated to Ukraine. CryptoPunks NFTs also. Alex, have you spoken to Assange or anybody else about your efforts here, and how have they really come up to support you?
Well, frankly speaking, not yet. Well, you know, for the first week of the war, everything was so hectic, it was so much mess. So we were focused on helping our people, helping our military, our army to defend us, and Russia was advancing so fast, so there was no time for that. But I heard, of course, about NFTs that was donated, and what we're doing right now, we created a website called donate.thedigital.gov.ua, which is like official donating site, and we want to create a section of NFT and list all the NFTs we have gotten so far, and then with the collaboration of some private institutions to make these auctions and to talk to and say, of course, say thank you to all of those people who donated them. So we're going to get back to this maybe in a week or two.
And can you explain, I mean, you mentioned helping the military with arms is really sort of what's been your focus. Can you just explain how the transactions work? How does it go from a donated NFT or cryptocurrency to then equipping the army?
Yeah, again, about NFT, we haven't sold anything. We just want to make sure that all the NFTs that we have gotten will be listed on official website, and then we're going to deal with them. So NFT didn't participate in any purchases so far. Regarding purchases for those made by those donations, so in around 40% cases, we figure out how to pay directly to suppliers. Again, there was so much rush and there was no time to transfer those money. So we managed to pay for bulletproof vests, for helmets, for food rations, for medical supplies directly with crypto. But for the majority of the funds, we work with exchanges. So we send money to exchanges, then they transfer to bank accounts of some suppliers' companies. And that way we manage to pay for those expenses.
I'm really curious about what this says about the broader role of the digital space in this war. How else can blockchain or the internet be used to help you?
Well, we actively using social media, and we do what we call digital diplomacy. We appeal to companies worldwide to get out from Russia, to stop operations with Russia, and especially who's involved in the military. But also in general. So we definitely utilize this help. We work closely with all the big tech giants in the world. So utilizing crypto, utilizing social media, and we also appreciate help of platforms like PayPal and others that opened this functionality for Ukrainians so they can exchange money online, and like Revolut, they give this opportunity to refugees, which we have. And this is very upsetting news that 3 million people fled Ukraine. So with the help of top-notch technologies, with online platforms, that makes their life easier.
And Alex, just building off of that, I mean, how do you see this really playing an impact in what it is that we're seeing the Ukraine army do? Because, you know, we talk about it a lot. A lot of people thought that this was going to be over in just a few days and Russia was potentially going to just take over Ukraine. But as you mentioned, the digital social media has really sort of had an impact on the messages that you've been getting out and also what you've been able to do.
Yeah, I'm really proud of being Ukrainian, and I knew that our army is strong. Of course, the Russian war machine is much bigger, but we managed to survive. And you know what? 92% of Ukrainians believe that we were going to win, and I'm among them. And this is what we're doing on a digital front. Maybe not helping exactly on the battlefield, and not going to help next day, but if we do our best to make everything that we can to shut down Russian economy, because they don't spend money on schools, they don't spend money on education, on roads, they don't build with this money infrastructure. They build rockets, bombs, tanks, and they just kill civilians, and they invade other countries. So once we stop their economy, I think the war will be over.